Hi friends who have joined me in my journey as being a parent of a medically complex child. I welcome you if you have not seen our journey thus far, but if you want to continue to watch, I welcome you. I am Deanna. My son is Abel. He's 2.5 years old. He has congenital diaphragmatic hernia and Cornelia de Lange syndrome. I've just recently joined on with the Cornelia de Lange Syndrome Foundation in the United States as part of their awareness coordinator program. So my job is to continue to shout and spread awareness for Cornelia de Lange syndrome. Prior to my husband and I having our 2.5-year-old son Abel, we had never heard of Cornelia de Lange syndrome. I highly doubt that we ever even noticed whether or not we had come across an individual with Cornelia de Lange syndrome, and we knew nothing about him and what things might look like progressing. And we still know nothing about what things might look like in the future, but we have hopes, we have dreams, and we have goals. And those are all very different things, but we continue to basically be the structure behind Abel's anything. So we fuel what Abel wants to show us, what he wants to do, and he basically is the fire that keeps on going with how far he wants to keep on burning. And part of mine and my husband's job is to take a step back and say, no matter what our child has, for a diagnosis, for a disability, for a syndrome, no matter what he has, what we're going to do is push him to be all he wants to be and the best that he can be. And that's our job as parents. But the bigger picture in that is to continuously support and structure with him with love, support, and also honoring the fact that we had no idea that he was going to have a syndrome or a disability. And we, as part of what we feel, is we self-care first, and that continues to radiate onto our son. So I'm going to digress of why I made this video tonight. So I started drawing up meds for my son Abel, and I thought to myself, wow, he's really not on that many meds, maybe 6, 8 different meds, and that's just a quick guess looking over at my counter. But they're not meds that are anything to write home on. And what I mean by that is most of them are allergy medications. We have him on a couple GI medicines and a heart medicine. Believe that's it, quickly looking over there. But for me, that's a win, and that's more than a home run in the grand aspect of what Abel's been through in his life. So to put that in perspective, Abel is on a trach, well, he has a tracheostomy, he's trached, he's on ventilator support around the clock, and he's also tube fed with a G-tube and gets all of his meds and feeds through his G-tube. So he's a pretty medically complex kid to have the dual diagnosis of the CDH and the CdLS. And the CdLS is the Cornelia de Lange syndrome, which is going to affect him throughout his life, physically, cognitively, and developmentally. And he's a freaking spitfire, man. He walks with assistance. He shows us his personality, and he laughs. And we don't always get to hear his laugh because he's on a tracheostomy, or he's on a he has a trach, but he's on ventilator support around the clock. I'm sorry, but you're only going to catch my videos right before I go to bed, which is pretty late. But I thought, let's talk about this. Let's share the videos, and let's break the stigma behind pharmaceuticals, because pharmaceuticals are what keeps my child home. And I don't mean that in the sense of, oh, holistic is bad or pharmaceuticals are bad. What I mean by that is, I look at these meds and I say, thank God for these, and thank God that we are able to keep Abel safe and keep him home. And I guess most of the reasoning behind why I said what I just did about pharmaceuticals is that I was able to keep my child home this week. I was able to not bring him into the ICU because he was sick. I was able to give him meds through his G-tube with direct guidance from our team of nurse practitioners and physicians, and keep my child safe. So that to me is humble pie at its finest. I'm going to briefly show you guys just a couple of the meds that I'm drawing up, just because I think that's not part of the things that I show. And part of my education and part of why I share what I share about Abel is I learn stuff all the time. I'm an expert for my child, but I'm certainly not an expert in the medical field at all. I am just a mom who's trying to gun for my child till the cows come home, leave, and come home again. But I think this is really cool, and call me cheesy, call me ignorant for never noticing a pill crusher in the hospital. Abel's on Singular. It's an allergy medication, so it's nothing that's too personal to share with you guys because it's for allergies. And I got a pill crusher in the ICU a couple weeks ago when we were admitted, and I was like, what is that? How do we break up this Singular? Oh, it's a pill crusher. I was like, do you guys have any idea? And I'm going to get up again because I should have showed you this when I was over here. But this is what I was breaking my child's Singular up, and I don't, like, how can I say this? My dignity is way out the window. So I have tabs of Singular that I need to crush up for my child. And since last year, I'm watching Abel on his monitor, and his stinking sweet little foster brother, who I love dearly, is in there trying to blow him kisses goodnight in his crib. I'm going to get back to my point. I broke up my child's medication with a meat mallet. I did that, okay? So I will share my embarrassment with you guys and say how much we need to rely on each other as a medical community, and parents who even go on the support groups and listen to each other and vent to each other and say, let's team up in this and let's continue to have open dialogue and conversation. And I'm really glad that I'm not going to be the mother that breaks up her child's medications with a meat mallet anymore, or a tenderizer. And I'm going to draw my meds up tonight, and I will probably still be laughing at the fact that I don't have to use a meat mallet to break up Abel's meds anymore. I will continue to make videos. They might not always be on topic. They might not be about anything super awesome. And I do rant and I do get off topic. If you want to join me. I thank you. And if you don't, and you just want to see some of the stuff that I write about, or, that's more filtered and more politically correct, thank you for that. For those of you that continue to want to watch my videos, I'll send prayers. Because my videos are long and I'm tired and the kids are in bed. Well, they should be in bed. Clearly one of them is kissing the other one goodnight through the crib. But this is it. This is me. I'm really happy to be a new awareness coordinator, and I continue to have faith and love that if we know more about the things that we don't know about, then we will continue as humans and humanity to just have more love and respect for each other. So part of what I want to share with you guys this evening is respect the love for the mamas that just don't know any better than using a meat mallet. But I tell you what, it worked for me. And now I have a way that's going to do things a lot quicker. So thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family and loved ones. And I look forward to doing more videos. And thank you to the CdLS Foundation for choosing us.